So, I thought I would check out some of the other fashion houses in London. Rosen's really didn't have much of a selection. Still, it was a start. And Ken was pleased with the discount I was able to get.
Good for Ken.
Do I detect a note of jealousy?
No, just a little impatience. All I've heard is Ken said this, Ken said that. You've talked of nothing else but Ken and the boutique all evening.
Well, let's make a welcome change from me droning on about the price of milk all day.
No, not really.
Oh, come on, it must. When I got back from Rosen's, even Ken said that supermarket shopping is very different from... Sorry.
Oh, there's no need to be sorry. I'm glad everything's working out so well for you. It's just that there are other things to talk of than your business, you know?
Like what? Your business?
Why not? It does affect us both. I had rather a special day, too, today. My design can go ahead.
Very good.
Well, I was hoping, after all the difficulties we've gone through over the past few weeks, the results of the test might move some of the doubts you've had about me going into the yard. Perhaps bring us closer together.
I didn't realize we drifted so very far apart.
Neither did I.
You try your luck on the horses, then, do you, Kit?
I back a few now and then.
Looks to me like it's more now than then.
You make me sound like a candidate for Gamblers Anonymous.
Perhaps I should keep an eye on you, then. You're not going to back all these today, are you?
No, I was just studying the form.
Well, if you've got a hot tip, tell me. I might just have a flutter and surprise my bank manager.
I'm afraid a flutter won't help this situation, Jack. Only you can do that. Shall I make some tea?
No, thank you. Although I wouldn't mind something a little stronger.
I'll bet you wouldn't. Wouldn't do you any good. I've told you before, you can't keep running away from your problems.
Oh, who said I was running? I went to the bank, didn't I?
Then where'd you go? Straight to the nearest pub. Did it help matters? Of course not. You came out with exactly the same number of problems as you'd had when you walked in.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
I am right. The sooner you face Tom and Avril and own up about the situation at the bank, the better it'll be for all of you.
Morning. You're in bright and early. What's the matter?
I think you better have a look at this letter.
Did you know anything about this?
No. The letter's just arrived. I had no idea.
Morning. If you've got a minute, you two, I'd like a word with you both.
If it's about the bank, we already know. They've written to confirm they're foreclosing.
Why didn't you say anything, Dad?
I was just about to.
Oh, yes, a little late. You should have told us the situation with the repair contract.
No, I only found out yesterday. I told you. Now, don't start on me.
Don't start pretending to be sick like
Now,
that.
I've got enough on my plate.
Oh, hold on. It won't help matters with you two at each other's throats. Now, Jack, you better tell me what's happened. Avril, get onto the bank as soon as it opens and get me an appointment with Meadows.
Her name's Jo Penhaligon. You'd probably recognise her if you saw her. She comes into the yacht club at least twice a week.
Even so, it's a bit pushy, wasn't it? Just phoning her?
No, it wasn't pushy at all.
Have either of you seen my car keys?
Yeah, they're over here.
Oh, thanks.
In fact, I think she appreciated me getting in touch.
Who's that, Don?
Jo Penhaligon, skipper I met last night.
Lynn might have the opportunity of crewing the Fastnet.
I might, as long as I do well to... Oh, no.
You're not serious about doing the Fastnet, are you?
Yes. So please don't spoil it.
Lynn, darling, it's not a question of spoiling anything. I'm concerned about your safety.
Mother!
Especially after the tragedy that happened a few years back.
I am quite capable of looking after myself.
Yes, I know you are.
Well, then let's not make it an issue.
An issue? 15 people lost their lives.
That was only because the weather changed
I don't
suddenly.
get a
Everyone-
reason why it happened, Lynn. It happened, and if it happened then, it can happen again. No, I haven't got time to argue about it now.
I'm not arguing. If I get an offer, I'm going.
Lynn, don't be unreasonable.
I'm not the one who's being unreasonable.
Ah, Mr. Howard. I'm glad to meet you.
It's very good of you to see me at such short notice.
In the circumstances, it's the least I could do. Please sit down.
Thank you.
It's never easy having to foreclose on a business the bank has supported for so long.
No, I'm sure it isn't.
I hadn't realized that Mr. Rolfe's new partner was so actively involved in the yard.
Oh, I'm very much involved, Mr. Meadows, I assure you. And if I may, I'd like to present an alternative course of action for the bank's consideration.
Please do.
This is a copy of our short-term and long-term plans. I understand Mr. Rolfe also neglected to highlight the cash flow projection of our ultralight displacement boat when he came in to see you yesterday.
He did mention something about it, but nothing specific.
Well, the model has been successfully tank-tested, and we anticipate those figures quite easily attainable from a royalty we receive on each boat produced. The market is largely untapped. Virtually every major yard would want to go into quantity production. The potential is enormous.
What exactly are you proposing, Mr. Howard?
That the bank maintain our current overdraft and mark the loan forward until we build the prototype.
Impressive though these figures undoubtedly are, I really...
Just 3 months, Mr. Meadows. That's all we need.
With the collapse of this repair contract, I'm afraid the only way that I could recommend to my head office that they accept your proposals is if you could supply some collateral. Or ideally an inject of proportional finance.
How much would you need?
Not less than 20%.
I think I can meet the bank's requirement, or at least provide the collateral within 24 hours.
Stern line off.
Stern line free.
Yeah. Fend off there. Something, Tom. You've put all our savings, everything we had, into that yard. You don't seriously expect me to agree to putting in the house as well?
I'm not asking you to, as such. All we have to do is sign the house over so the bank has some kind of security.
And what about your family's security? Have you thought about that?
Well, yes, I have, as a matter of fact. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here asking you to go along with me. Look, Jan, I'm not only trying to build a business, but a future for all of us. I know it's not been the easiest time for any of us lately. But we can get through this if you give me your support.
So we end up losing the house as well as everything else we appear to
We're
be
not
losing.
going to lose anything, believe me. I know what's at stake. I wouldn't ask you if I didn't think I'd make it work.
So, what brings you round? Checking up on us now, are you? Well, believe me, you can trust your lovely wife. I'm the one you want to worry about.
I've got to go now. Can we discuss this tonight?
Yes, of course.
I'll see you later.
Well, there's no need to rush off. Why don't you join us for a bite of lunch?
No, thanks.
Well, what the hell's the matter with him?